Hey everyone, welcome back. Before we begin here today, please make sure that you like and subscribe because it really does help out our channel and it also helps us reach others in need of assistance with these topics. So in today's video, we're going to be covering trigonometry and we're going to be looking at how to use the law of sines and law of cosines to find either missing sides or missing angles for triangles. And this will be the fifth part in this particular series. So we are tasked with determining the missing value of x for our triangles here. We're only going to have two triangles to do. So looking at our first triangle here, x is a side that we are missing. So we can either use the law of sines or the law of cosines. Now, the law of sines is easier to use than the law of cosines because, well, it's shorter. So the law of sines would be something like this, where you would have your sine of an angle A divided by the side of side A, which is opposite your angle, is equal to the sine of a different angle B divided by the side which is opposite that angle, which we'll call capital B. Now, let's say, for instance, that our 45 degrees is our little angle A. The side that is opposite that would be our unknown side of x. All right, so in order to use this, we need to know another side and another angle that are opposite each other. So looking at the 105, well, this side up here would be opposite the 105. We don't know that side. So let's stay away from that. Well, we do know a side down here, which is the square root of 3. Well, the side that is opposite that one, or the angle that's opposite that one, would be this angle in here. Can we find that internal angle? Yes, we can. Simply because, well, we know two internal angles, and we know that a triangle has a total of 180 degrees in it. So this angle that is opposite the square root of 3 would just be 180 degrees minus the 105, and then minus off the 45, which gives us a total of 30 degrees up here. That's a 30, not a 36. So what we can do is we can set up our law of sines such that this is true. So we would have sine of 45 degrees is over my side of x, the side that is opposite that angle, is equal to the sine of my new angle that I just found, which is 30 degrees, divided by the side that is opposite that one, which is the square root of 3. So we just need to find x, so we can just rearrange here. So cross multiply here and then divide. So we would have x is equal to the square root of 3 times the sine of 45 degrees, and then divided by the sine of 30. And this would end up with exactly the square root of 6, which, if you want to approximate that out, is 2.45. And that would be my unknown side of x. So that's how you would find that side using the law of sines. So let's go to our second triangle here. And once again, our x is an unknown side. We only know one internal angle and we know the other two sides. So if we try to use the law of sines for this one, we know the angle that's opposite our x. It's the 150. So the x would be tied with the 150 in the law of sines. Well, the 9, we don't know what this angle is over here. And for the 2 square root of 3, well, the angle that's opposite that one is this one up here. We don't know that one either. So we have too many unknowns to use the law of sines here. So whenever this happens, try the law of cosines, which the law of cosines is utilized when you have less information. So it would be c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus off 2 times a times b times the cosine of little angle c. So what are these variables and what do they mean? Well, your side c would be the side that is opposite the cosine of the little angle here. So for instance, we only know one internal angle, so we're going to set that to our angle C. The side that is opposite that, which is our x, would be our capital C squared, or C. And then A and B, capital A and B, are just our other two sides. So we would just have 9 is equal to our B, and then 2 square roots of 3 would be equal to our A side. So pretty much whenever you're using law of sines or cosines, capital letters mean sides, lowercase letters mean angles. So let's go ahead and fill in this law of cosine equation here. And we would have x squared is equal to 2 square roots of 3 squared plus 9 squared for our two sides minus off 2 times a, which is 2 square roots of 3, times b, which is 9, times the cosine of our angle, which is 150 degrees. So basically, x would just be, since it's squared on this side, we would just take the entire side and then square root it. So our x then would pop out to be the square root of 147, which is 7 times the square root of 3. And if you want to approximate it out, it would be 12.12 as our final answer for that side of x. And that's how you would use the law of cosines to find a missing side or a missing angle. Just keep in mind that the law of sines is easier, but you also need to have more information regarding your triangle in order to use the law of sines. The law of cosines is a little bit harder, not much harder, but a little bit harder. And usually the law of cosines is utilized when you don't have as much information. So just make sure that the tricky part with law of sines and cosines is that you set up the appropriate angles and sides that are opposite one another inside your equations. So I hope this video was helpful, and if you want to see more problem solvers right, please check out the other videos on our channel. Also, if you haven't done so already, please like this video, leave a positive comment below, and subscribe to the channel because all of that really does help us out. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.